Oh, this is talking about the trans ideology and the mothers and the parents that their whole identity got wrapped up in this, and now that the tide is completely turned, and we got a chart that shows that because it was like off the charts, skyrocketing like a hockey stick going up, showing that children, Gen Z that identifies as trans was like off the charts, and now the curve is falling the other way. It's like the information dam has been broken, and people are like, I don't want anything to do with that.
Imagine cutting off your dick for a trend.
Yeah.
Something that you may not have thought of is that there's a lot of people who can't move on this, and because that's the people who've transitioned their own children. So those people are going to be like, the Japanese soldiers who were on Pacific Islands and didn't know the war was over.
Right.
Jeez.
They've got to fight forever. This is another reason why this is the worst
It's like
social
the jazz
contagion
kid,
we'll ever
remember?
experience.
The transition.
A lot of people have done the worst thing that you could do, which is to harm their children irrevocably because of it. Those people will have to believe that they did the right thing for the rest of their lives, for their own sanity and for their own self-respect.
Yeah, their identity
So
can't
they'll
handle
still be
it.
fighting.
They can't handle the
And
truth,
each one of
literally.
those
Yeah.
people destroys entire organizations and entire friendship groups. Like, I've lost count of the number of times that somebody has said to me of a specific organization that has got turned upside down on this. Oh, the deputy director has a trans child, or, oh, the journalist on that paper who does special investigations has a trans child, or whatever. The entire organization gets paralyzed by that one person. And it may not even be widely known at the organization that they have a trans child, but it will come out. Like, people will have sort of said it quietly, and now you can't talk truth in front of that person, and you can't. Because what you're saying is, you as a parent have done a truly, like, human rights abuse,
Yes.
an awful thing to your child that cannot be fixed. There are specific individuals who are really actively against women's rights here, and it's not known why they are, but I happen to know through the back channels that it's because they've trans their child. And so those people will do anything for the entire rest of their lives to destroy me and people like me, because people like me are a standing reproach to them. I don't want to be. I'm not talking directly to them. I don't spend my time bitching about them. But the fact is that just simply by saying we will never accept natal males in women's spaces, well, it's their son that we're talking about. And they've told their son that he can get himself sterilized and destroy his sexual function, and women will accept him as a woman. And if we don't, there's no way back for them and their child. They've sold their child a bill of goods that they can't deliver on. And I'm the one who has to be bullied to try to force me to deliver on it. So those people are going to be the people who will keep this bloody movement going, I'm sorry to say, because they've everything to lose.
Yeah,
And it's a fight to the death.
people don't change their belief system until they realize it's invalid or doesn't work. And so, like the jazz one, I mean, because you could see it's like the mother was, she got all of her attention and validation from having a trans son that became a daughter, and the poor kid just doesn't seem like she was really into it, and
Yeah.
it was just, pleasing her mother and going along with it, and she's a minor, and she had all kinds of complications from it. She had no interest in sex or dating, and then I saw that she supposedly liked women. I was like, you turned a boy into a woman, and she's sexually attracted to women. It's like, that woman is not cannot. She had a whole TV show. It was broadcast across the world. For her to admit that she may be wrong, it's like she'll never do that.
To be famous to get the attention and stuff.
Yeah, she's not
through
gonna
that
want to admit to the world that she potentially may have ruined her child's life, because it's like everything I've seen
it's her fault
since.
then,
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of
That'd
reality.
be a horrible
check.
thing. She, her ego and her identity can't accept
You would
it.
like
So
break her psyche.
she'll live the lie.
Yeah.
That's why when Yuri Bezmenov says people that have been demoralized by the communist ideological subversion propaganda, it's like you can give them facts and truth and data and statistics and information, and they'll refuse to believe it.
Yeah.
He says the only time they'll actually believe it is when their balls are getting crushed under a boot in the gulag.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Then they realize, oh fuck, I was wrong.
That's a really good interview.
So
But it's true. Not until they get to that point.
so it's awful. I mean, you can feel bad for those parents that bought into that stuff and trans their kids, and again, there's lots of them like Chloe, I forget her name. They put her on testosterone. They chopped her breasts off, and she was just kind of tomboyish. And she later transitioned back, and but now she's
And a
got
lot of girls
a
go,
dude's
yeah.
voice. She's a cute girl, but she fucked up her body.
Especially a lot of girls do go through that tomboy phase too.
Yeah, and they grow out of it. It's like
Yeah.
not a big deal, but they're like, no, we got to put you on these pills and got to chop your parts off and carve you up like a Thanksgiving turkey, and then you'll be happy.
Well, it's just such a trend too. Look at all the Hollywood people. Like 3 of their kids, they adopt some kids, and 3 of them turn out to be trans. It's not.
Well, I have
natural.
trans clients, and every single one of them that I've talked to, they're all like Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
They're conservative leaning, and they're like, that's something you do when you're an adult. You don't fuck with people's kids.
Yeah.
And they have the same view that I do. It's like, you fuck with somebody's kids, because what's happened in some of these blue states, they've gotten the laws changed to where if the parent doesn't, what's the word? Doesn't validate
Their gender, their identity.
they don't.
Like,
There's a word.
confirm their
If
gender.
they don't confirm
their identity. That's what
their
it is.
gender identity, then the guidance counselors at school can basically step in with the doctors and basically get child protective services involved and take the kid away. Or they can just go put the kid on puberty blockers behind the parents' back and schedule surgeries and stuff like that. Like I remember one woman in particular, she was a single mom, and her daughter was convinced by the guidance counselors and some of her teachers that she was trans. And the girl already had mental health issues and depressive issues. And so the mother didn't agree to this stuff, and she told the guidance counselors, and so they went to Child Protective Services, took her daughter away, and put her in foster care with strangers that she didn't know, and she fucking committed suicide there. And so this woman had her kid trans by the people at the school behind her back, and then they took the child away when she didn't agree with what they were doing, and then the child committed suicide because she had nobody that really knew her or cared about her. And it's like the guidance counselor that did that should spend life in prison. If it was up to me, I'd throw them feet first into a wood chipper. That's what they really should have. Don't fuck with people's kids.
It was like that same teacher we watched a video earlier where it's like, oh, we'll take your kids away from you. We have authority.
That's the mentality. That's the collective mentality.
And they ruined the kid's life for the superficial, oh, I'm being a good person. I'm helping them out.
Yeah, they got the I'm a good person delusion that most people on the left have. That's why, again, the people in San Francisco...
I know what's right for this child.
Well, that's why people in San Francisco and LA, they keep voting the same way because they have the I'm a good person delusion. And so for them to acknowledge the problem means their ideology doesn't work. And then their identity can't handle it because, again, they've been demoralized by the communist ideological subversion propaganda. So that's why Trump is just going in there and doing it and fixing it. And then after the fact, they're going, wow, this is great. I'm so glad he did it. But they fight him tooth and nail up until he actually gets it done.